Hey guys, I just got myself a GAMO Swarm Maxxim 22 caliber 10 shot break barrel rifle. Comes with a 3.940 scope, which is pretty cool. I just read through the instructions and I'm just came right out of the box. I'm going to basically mount the scope on. It's not too hard. It's actually pretty straightforward and simple. The main thing is to basically, make sure the pin is aligned in the back and the dove with the dove rail. Came with an Allen wrench and also a cleaning cloth for the lens, which is fine. That's cool. Just makes sure I don't have to pull out my tools for it. The rail itself is a suspension rail. Just make sure you follow the safety procedures first and read all the instructions first. Basically, I made sure there's nothing in the chamber, there's nothing in the gun, and make sure the gun is actually locked and safe too. So, long story short, basically just align the dovetail to the rails and put that pin in the back right there. Yeah, put that aligned up with there's a pin slot for there too. So once you put that in there, it locks in place and you just tighten it. You tighten the center one first and then the outer ones, the front and back Allen bolts, which is pretty straightforward. So center, pins aligned, make sure it's ready. Center, back, front. That's it. That's all you have to do. Just make sure it's nice and tight and snug and not too much. You don't want to strip anything. And that's really about it. There you do it. You just mounted your scope. We just have to sight it now. I usually shoot down like about 10 yards or so. So it's pretty cool. But the only thing about this gun is that mechanism that puts the magazine in, that auto loads the magazine, it blocks the cap. And I doubt I'm going to take this cap off, but it's a yellow lens cap and dust cap, but it does kind of make it hard for me to take that cap off if I needed to take the cap off. But that mechanism does block it. I'm trying to figure out if I should just move it back a little more. But of course, make sure everything is safe. That's why I actually have this thing on safe. Overall, it's a pretty nice gun. It's nice and light. It's well weighted. The scope itself looks really clear, and I don't know. It's just I don't really upgrade my scopes. I usually buy a air gun and with the scope, and I usually don't upgrade the scope. I just use the scope wherever came with it. But this scope is actually pretty good compared to the other ones I've got. In terms of the manual, I had to read up how the heck to operate it because I want to make sure I could unclog that thing. What I did find out was that in order to load the magazine, it's very simple. You just basically slot load each of those 10 pellets into a 22 caliber. And shooting is easy too. The only thing I wanted to make sure is like to how to take out a jam or something like that. I always want to learn how to do that before starting to shoot or taking it out to the range or anything else like that, or even to the backyard if I was going to shoot in the backyard. These are this air gun's relatively low powered. Well, it's actually very, very high powered. It shoots at about probably 800 to 900 feet per second. But overall, I just want to make sure I read the safety manuals. I followed all the safety rules before I take it out, to my little, garage and shoot in the garage. So, long story short, there is that mechanism, that magazine mechanism, actually folds up, so you actually clear the breech or the barrel if something gets jammed in there, or if it jams two pellets in there, which kind of happened to me the first time I did it, because this thing automatically loads every time you swivel that the barrel. It loads another pellet in and just has a plunger that plunges another pellet into it. So what I'm going to use when I shoot, I'm using the Premier hollow points, the PBA from GAMO, as well as the assortment of Benjamin something pellets from that assortment pack that they had. All these are pretty inexpensive pellets. The more expensive one is probably that GAMO one, that super light alloy one. I have a makeshift airgun pellet pen, which is like this. I used the old Pentel eraser that I didn't use anymore and just put pellets in there and put a little bit of rubber on the front so that I can have my own pellet pen. With this Maxxim 10 shot, I would not have to do that anymore. I just load this one magazine with 10 shots and be done with it. Yeah, I can just shoot, load, shoot, and I don't have to take out a pen or dirty my fingers with lead just to put a new pellet in there. But you just have to do it all in the front end. So I bought about 3 or 4 of these clips of these magazines, which is really cool because then I don't have to deal with it. If I'm going to shoot about 50 to 60, all I have to do is reload. Just load 6 of these clips up and just shoot for fun, and bring it back in, clean the stuff up, and put it away. Very, very convenient, very, very quick, very, very fun to shoot. I'm basically putting a mix. I'm basically putting 2 of each. I'm putting the domed head ones, the destroyer ones, a good array of the Benjamin PCP type pellets in. These are all lead pellets. But I'm basically putting 2 of each so that I could test each of them and see if there's any difference shooting it through this gun. According to the manual, I'm only supposed to shoot GAMO ammo, which I think that's a lot of, that's kind of not fair because I have all these other types of GAMO, your GAMO ammo and other ammo from that I bought through the years, so I don't think I'm going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go test the Crosman ammo as well, the hollow points, which is fairly cheap. You could buy that like for $6 or $6 or $7 for like 500 of those things, and that's typically what I shoot for all my GAMO and also my Benjamin Trail and my other air guns. I just shoot with basically the hollow points because they're relatively cheap. And I standardize on 22 caliber because, well, I really don't want to keep on buying .117 or .77 pellets anymore. It's just a waste of time. I just rather have just 22 ammo for all my air rifles, and even hopefully they make an air pistol out of this. But it just goes down, it clicks in. It only fits one way for that magazine, so you really can't mess up. Where you see the numbers on top is where it faces you. You just slide the thing in. There's a notch where you can slide in, and it just clicks right in place. To eject it, there's a button right next to it and behind it, and it just pops right out as well. The spring in the back, I think, is kind of weak to that holds this thing in. So when you push it out, it pops a little up, and the spring is actually just a piece of wire in the back that actually holds the magazine up and clicks into that the magazine on 2 rails, 2 little spring rails. But anywho, long story short, it's pretty cool, very efficient. The pellets I use, the only one that's alloy, that's light and goes up to 900 something feet per second is the GAMO one. But all the other ones are like the destroyer, the dome, the penetrator, those hollow points, they're all really the same. Let's go shooting. So put on some safety glasses, let's get going. You notice that the mechanism has that plunger that pushes that the magazine, the next pellet in, which is pretty cool. It works pretty well. The first time I did this, every time you move, actuate the brake barrel, it pushes one in. So you have to be careful. The first time I put this on, I actually loaded 2 in here. So what I did was I took out my airgun rifle cleaning kit and realized that there's 2 pellets in there that's stuck. I had to push ramrod that thing back out. So I basically took the airgun cleaning kit, put the rod in there, and slowly slid it back in, and used a much smaller sized brush, metal brush, to push the 2 pellets out. You could use your thumb to lift up that the magazine holder contraption so that you can actually push it all the way through. The scope is pretty cool because it has dials on it that you don't need tools to control. And you just basically there's that's when you shoot all of your pellets, it has a little exclamation mark. That's when it's all gone. But for all the pellets I shot, basically it was pretty cool. At 10 yards, it's very accurate. I was within probably a quarter size mark of where I'm hitting, and it was pretty fun. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. This is just a really quick review. Hopefully I could get some more time to make more videos with actual shooting, but this was just to mount the scope and to show you the contraption of how this thing moves, and to make sure you get like a gun cleaning kit or something like that, because you would get pellets stuck in here by accident, and that's gonna I didn't want that to have a jam or they could backfire or whatever else. So always have that gun cleaning kit with you. Pellet wise, like I said, I think it's kind of baloney that they asked you to only use GAMO pellets, but I still have GAMO pellets, the alloy pellets, but I basically use the hollow points absolutely fine, no problems. It's still shot straight, and 10 yards down the line, it's still accurate. Not as fast, probably, but still accurate to hit a point. So, very cool. So I'll probably do another review of the pellets, of other air guns. I have several air rifles, including GAMO or Benjamin Trail, and also Crossman and Daisy, and all those other ones I had for a long time. I'll probably start doing more videos on them. And I just have a lot of these things. I love air guns. They're fun. You can shoot in the backyard. They're relatively quiet. These new air guns are extremely quiet. and they don't really crack like those metal Springer ones. But to compare the pellets, you know, I bought a lot of pellets too, but most of my pellets are actually the Crosman hollow points because they're cheap. They go for about 2 cents a piece, or even, you know, or less. This Benjamin Trail assortment pack was like $8 for 400 versus the GAMO stuff cost like, wow, 200 or so for like $10 or something like that. It's kind of crazy. But overall, they still shoot straight. And for what I do, just for target shooting in the backyard or in the garage indoors, it doesn't really matter because I shoot right into a large book and trap. So anyways, sounds good. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and please like, subscribe, or dislike if you don't like it. And leave comments below. If you've shoot these guns before or these pellets, let me know too in the comments below. That'll be great. I also left links to where you can get these pellets, and as well as the air rifles that I use on this video and other equipment and fun stuff like that on the links below. Anyways, guys, please shoot safe and be careful and abide by all, you know, laws in your area for safe shooting. Anyways, thanks a lot again. Have a good one. See you next time. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.